I agree with you fully, by the way, that athletically speaking, there's probably not a lot to see here between DC and Brock. But I do have to share with you, from a psychological standpoint, I can't help but respect Brock because of that. I mean, look, you can say whatever you want about Brock, and, he came over, and he's a pro wrestler, and he's a this. Brock is not a coward. You cannot say that. The fact that he stepped in there with Carwin, Overeem, Kane, Uberreem
was a different Overeem back then. It's a scary man.
Cain Velasquez, and now he's going out of his way. And this isn't a cash grab. Brock's a really rich guy. What's he going to make in this fight? 5 to 10 million? He has 5 or 10 million. I get where that's a good payday, but Vince isn't paying him much less. He genuinely wants to compete for a championship against Cormier. For me, that's compelling.
Yeah, you only respect that, especially when someone already has it all in a sense, money, everything. Legacy, I mean, he's already been the 2-time UFC champion. I think he just loves it. I think he wants to prove, to people that probably say, this and that, come back and beat a guy that was a champ, Olympic wrestler, That probably compels him too, a guy that he's a wrestler.
Sure.
Fight a guy that was an Olympian. And was he an NCAA champ?
Cormier was second.
He lost to Chael Sonnen.
He lost to Chael.
Okay, so I mean, I think it's like all different things. I think they might have been friends. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, you got to respect it. It's the only thing. It's crazy.
Yeah, and the matchup, I mean, it's not just a piece of cake. In that Brock is a lot of man.
Yeah, that's the thing too.
He's a lot of man.
DC is small.
It's going to take a few minutes.
Yeah, he's a big man. In that first round, he'll give you the 2 minutes of hell. So he has to be, he has to be smart. But I think DC is just too much of a veteran. He's too smart. He's fought the best in the world. I think it's going to be an easy fight,
And then perhaps the fight doesn't go the way we're thinking either, where we're comparing both of their wrestling skills. Maybe DC goes out and tries to do like what Kane did, and just tries to.
I think it'll be interesting if they both have a big ego. They're both wrestlers. Maybe they want to see who could do get a takedown on each other. DC take him down as a big guy, but I mean, he flipped Josh Barnett on his head like through the air. So
yes,
it'll be cool to see.
Barnett signed with Bellator.
I thought that was an April Fool's joke. But that is very cool.
Why, did that happen on April 1st?
It did, and then he was like, "No, it's not an April Fool's joke." But then, like, usually when it is April Fool's joke, you pretend like it's not. So I was like,
it's not.
Yeah, so I was very confused. But it's cool. I want to see him and Fedor. There's a lot of good fights.
That's what I think. I think he goes right into Fedor. Apparently, he was talking about wanting to go right into Bader. I don't blame him for wanting that, but I don't think he's going to get that way. Yeah, I think he's going to have to do something first.
Yeah, I think money-wise and promotion-wise, the Fedor one is bigger than the Bader fight. I understand he wants the belt, but Fedor and Barnett is a big fight. It was supposed to happen. It took down Affliction. So, I mean, everybody, MMA fans know that's a great fight,
You remember the Affliction days? I mean, you must have been in like the 7th grade.
Yeah, I do remember. I remember they had some good fights. They had Arlovsky and Fedor, the clothing. That was every, every guy at the club would wear, no.
I've never seen a clothing brand more obnoxious take over a space faster
I
than
think it's still
Affliction
around.
did.
I swear to God, I've seen a couple guys still rocking the Affliction ones.
It was so weird, it was actually kind of cool.
I think back then,
they had cool styles.
Yeah, like
right?
back then too, like MMA and UFC was kind of starting to boom, and like the guys would go to the club with them on, and like they'd be acting like they're all tough fighters and stuff. So yeah, it was funny, but thank God it died out.
I got to go to 2 of those shows live. I think they only had 3 shows. If I'm wrong, they canceled the 3rd show. Maybe I was at every one of them, but I went to 2 of them. They just had 2. I went to 2 of them. Matt Lindland fought on both cards, so I got to be there. But there was other great fights. Josh Barnett rematched Pedro Hizo.
Yeah, I remember that.
Pedro would just kick everybody's legs to death. What's Pedro doing right now?
I think he still fights. I'm almost positive he does.
In smaller shows?
I think he might have fought Tim Sylvia recently. I don't know. Maybe I'm going crazy, but I think he did.
Really? I feel like I would have heard about that.
Maybe it wasn't recently. Maybe it was like, I don't know, maybe a year ago.
Who won that fight?
I'm not sure, but I'm going to say, I don't know. I think they did fight. I don't want to be like, but I would say, I think Tim Sylvia won that. Because I think he went on a little bit of a run, Tim Sylvia. He fought in your SUG, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
He took on Fabiano Scher. I need to go look that up. I didn't know those.
I may be completely wrong, so then it should be embarrassed.
We'll start a rumor. We won't tell anybody.
We'll cut this part out.
Just on the internet, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I do see Pedro in guys' corner every now and then.
Yeah, he's
working with some guys.
He trains at, Norte OVL?
That's what I was going to ask. So he's in Brazil.
I think, because I seen him in a couple Jose Aldo videos or something, like, they're buddies.
And I think I just saw something that Andre Pederneiras got out
Did he?
of Nove? Something like that, or sold it, or quit coaching?
No way. I didn't know
Something
that.
like that just happened. Something happened with Andre.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Now we're both starting rumors.
Yeah, I know. I think this
Maybe
is
we should both go and check. But there was something like that along those lines. But there was other great fights. I'm trying to think of who I saw fight there. Fedor fought twice. One, he fought Tim Sylvia.
Yeah.
And then he fought
Donald Trump was there.
Trump
At that
was
fight.
like a partner in that for a minute.
He had a picture of Fedor and everything. It's just crazy to think. Like,
He was
back
running the weigh-in.
then. Yeah.
Or he was at least on
He
the
was like the
stage.
face of the
Yes.
Affliction. I think he had investment in it. Were they at the Trump? Were they at those like the Trump casino or something?
I know they were not. They were in California.
Okay.
Both of them were in California. I can't remember what that relation, but I saw him there as well.
Yeah.
And then they would also put on like a heavy metal rock and roll concert in addition with this. And that was a little bit weird, quite frankly. Being in the arena and having to stand down in between fights,
Yeah.
like you'd go 3 or 4 fights, and then you throw to the band, you throw to Metallica or whoever it was, and you'd rock out for a little bit, and then you go back to the fights. It was just a little bit weird. I
pretty
get
funny.
the theory, but it was a little bit strange.
I think back then they were just looking for anything to get more people in the mainstream, you know, because I don't think it was even close to being mainstream back then. So they were just looking for any way to get someone out.
Yeah. No, I think that's right. I think that's exactly what they were doing, is just trying to bring
What
people
about some
in.
Metallica though when I'm watching?
Yeah, they threw to Metallica. It'd be different if like the band was the walkout music
Yeah.
or something like this, but no, we just took an intermission and went to heavy metal.
That's pretty funny.
All right, I got to tell you, this party bus has been great. Really a great job up there, Tuttle, on the bus. So why don't we get back to the party, unless you have a final thought. You got anything you want to share? Hopes, goals, dreams, fears?
No,
A secret? You want to tell the world a secret? Huh?
I put one on the aerial, so actually I don't want to promote his show on there. So, but I did put the Marcelo one out there. That was a story that no one knew about. So that was
I
my
didn't know
one for
that
the
story
day.
until today.
Yeah, no one knew. No
Do you
one
want to
really
retell
knows.
it?
I could if you want. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love if you did.
I don't want to say names because it's kind of emotional, but so obviously I had my breakup with Marcelo, but my falling out with Marcelo. A lot of people judge me on that because Marcelo is the kind of guy that always smiles. He's never been in trouble, nothing, you know. So like, how you gonna go against him in the situation with me? And but there was one time I got kicked out, or not kicked out. I got suspended for six months from my black belt. I was supposed to get my black belt. I was a world champion and stuff. So what happened was I was talking to a girl at the gym for a couple months. She was living with me, whatever. We broke up. A guy in my gym, after we broke up, I was texting him because they were hanging out a good amount. I didn't think anything of it because he was one of my friends, you know. I was like, hey, you know, I miss her, this and that. And he was like, oh, I'm talking to her for you, man, like this, that. And then on New Year's, me and a couple guys from the gym were out having a couple drinks, and they posted a picture like hooking up or something, you know. And obviously, I was like 19, 20. I was having a couple drinks. I posted a picture giving the finger, and Marcelo went insane. I'm not gonna recite the words that he said to me, but he went nuts. Like,
For the middle finger.
Yeah, for the middle finger.
Okay.
He was like, that's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen, this, that. And we got suspended. You know, it was like things like that ended up getting me kicked out. So you can kind of see that, you know, I mean, I didn't kill anybody or anything like that. That's what people make it out to be. So there's just little things like that that's not even that serious. You know, that's something that could be, I don't know, it's not serious. It's not something to get kicked out of your gym for. You know, there's people that do way worse things.
Sure.
And he should have probably got mad at the guy for doing that, and he didn't. You know, that's a grimy thing to do. You know, someone that calls yourself your friend, dating the girl you just dated like 6 weeks after, probably sooner than that, and then he got mad at me for giving the finger. So.
And how let's say you ran into.
I just ran into him on Saturday.
And?
Nothing. Nothing
Nothing meaning no heat? Was there even
No,
a
like
hello?
nothing. Like no hello.
Oh,
nothing.
just a complete.
One
we don't
time I
know
seen
each
him,
other.
I put my hand out, and then he was like, and then that was a couple months ago. He wasn't even going to shake my hand. So
When you offered your hand, did he take it?
he did.
Okay.
I mean, I think it would have been too awkward for him to walk by me. But I mean, think about it. He's the grown man. I'm the kid. He's like acting like, you know what I
Sure.
mean? So I don't know. I think it just shows his character a little bit, but it is.
Well,
what
it'd
it
be
is.
a little disappointing, right? Because I mean, you
Yeah,
admire
of
a
course.
guy and you're
He was like-
mentored
he was like
by
my
a
dad.
guy.
I
Yeah,
mean, he was-
it has to hurt.
He was part of my life in the vital years, like 18, 19. I knew him since I was very young. We lived close to each other. He gave me my black belt, which is a very emotional thing. And yeah, turned his back on me. But
I'm sorry that happened.
yeah, it is what it is. I mean, the thing is, in everybody's eyes, Marcelo could do no wrong, you know? So they always put it on me, but I don't know.
Is he going to compete again?
I think so. I remember back when I was there, he wanted to do another ADCC, and but I haven't talked to him since a while. So when I was there, he did want to compete.
Gotcha. All right, well, thank you for that story.
Yeah.
June 14th, Madison Square Garden.
Yep.
You and I will be teaming up.
Yep.
We got to go clean house.
Yep.
Thank you, buddy.
My man.